I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the battery, because I think this is actually important. There's people who are saying issues with batteries, not only just for this one, but for other bits and pieces. And I have a feeling people have not been paying attention to how they should be using the batteries. Now, Ryobi have 3 manuals that come with this. Now, this comes with the battery itself. Okay, this is the operator's manual. You believe you have an operator's manual for a battery, and obviously for this. But I wanted to spend a few minutes on this piece of kit. So, the charger that comes with it, which is a nice little thing, also has a USB charger port. And on the front here, so on power on, it'll test if it's defective, charge in, and when it's ready. And I'm suspecting this is when it comes on, you can press that and that put to the USB if you want to. I think also on here you've got these 4 lights here which come up, and it kind of gives you an indication. I think all 4 are fully charged, and that's 3/4 or 75%, 25%, and 1/4%. And it's quite a big heavy battery. It's a 5 amp battery. I believe these are kind of interchangeable as well across the range. Now, I asked this question as well on lithium batteries. Now, apparently with these battery packs, what happens is they don't run down. Basically, they work and then they stop. So they give out a continuous charge, and then that's just the design of the battery, and then basically it goes to 0. When it stops, you then put it on the charger. Now, they've also got a battery protection on here. This is a really big old piece, and it's got some decent protection on here. So basically, cold and warm weather. Now, batteries should never be really stored in a very, very hot environment, because they basically dry out, which is why your car will mess up your battery. For example, in the BMW, the battery is actually in the boot as opposed to the hot engine bay, and that's why you have like a thermal blanket around. It's not to protect it from the cold; it's to protect it from the heat. Stop basically being fried. So with these batteries, and this is what I'm planning on doing. This is the box that came with it. Okay, and I'm going to store this. It should be stored really at room temperature. So storing it in the garage is probably not a good idea, unless you've got a heated garage. So what I'm going to be doing is storing this battery in the box in the garage, sorry, in the basement or in my room, when it's not in use. Again, it's going to be put into the box and left there on a full charge. There's a couple of schools of thoughts of whether you should take it out and charge it to stop it from depleting, but I don't think you really need to, because if there's no load, really, there shouldn't really be that much of battery leakage. So you don't really want it too hot, and you also don't want it too cold. So the actual operating temperature is -4 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, what happens is, if you keep this in your snowblower in the garage and it's very, very cold, it won't work properly. And I suspect this is what people are doing. It's in the garage, they take it out and oops, it doesn't go. Now, but the problem, now what happens is, in use, the battery starts to warm up, obviously. And then when it gets to fully operating temperature, it's good. So another thing you can do is, if you are doing it, you've got no other place to store it, just give it a little bit of a light run until it gets up to operating temperature, and then start hitting it with the snow. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing. They're not really looking after the battery. With a gas machine, you obviously have the gas, and with electrics, you've got electric, but with these kind of things, and these aren't cheap, this is like 140 bucks for a battery, you really want to make sure it's looked after. So, when these batteries come, they don't come fully charged. They come with a partial charge. So we're going to test that theory. I'm going to plug this in, and then I'm going to connect this up. So it looks like that's the back, and then it goes into there, I'm going to try and do this. Actually, I'm going to put the battery there. It can only go one way, and they've got a clip there. Goes in. And it's locked. Okay. See how it's charging? It's charging. This light, the indicator light, will be one of these things. To remove the battery, you press that and push it down. And if you turn it over here, can you see? I think all 4 of these will light up. At the moment it's only on quarter charge, and that's what I remember it saying it's got partial charge. They never ship them fully charged. So yeah, it's a good little beastie, and you can actually use this to charge a USB device. You press that button with a USB in there, and then this will charge it up. But I don't know, if that's the kind of thing you want to do. Here's that option. So I'm going to keep this on charge, certainly for a couple of hours. I'm going to see how long it takes to charge. I would probably say maybe 4 hours to charge, but I'll have to look in the book to see what it says. But I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm going to keep this in charge, and then we'll go back to the garage. I don't know how long it took because obviously I was asleep, but when I woke up it had switched itself off. Now there is a good thing on here that when you press this button here, it will tell you how much charge. Woohoo! Fully charged. So the battery took okay. I heard somewhere along the lines that it takes 3 or 4 hours. I don't know, but that could be right. So the battery's charged, fully charged, and I'm gonna, even though I'm in the garage, I'm gonna take this back in. Now,